Recently, I asked out a woman for the first time in 2 to 3 years because I've largely given up on dating in San Francisco. This video isn't going to be focused on dating in San Francisco, but it will be about the reason she gave for rejecting me and what that reason actually means. Because, as most of you probably know, women often don't give you the exact and direct reason for rejecting you. So the reason she gave was, I don't think we're compatible. I disagree with this reason because compatibility is the broad thing you're supposed to figure out during the dating process, not before the dating process. The only thing that you figure out before the dating process is whether or not that person is your type, i.e., whether or not you are into that person. In other words, I don't think we're compatible can be translated into I'm just not that into you. And you know what? That's okay. We can't change our taste. It's why getting rejected doesn't dictate your dating market value, because people don't reject others based on quality, they reject others based on taste. And taste can have varying degrees of correlation to quality depending on the person. Here's a food analogy. Think of your least favorite food or type of food, and then think of your favorite food or type of food. Even if your least favorite food or type of food is prepared in a Michelin star restaurant by a top chef, you're not going to choose it over the frozen food aisle version of your favorite food. For example, I don't like meatloaf, but I love pepperoni pizza. So you better believe I would choose a supermarket frozen food aisle version of a pepperoni pizza over what's considered the world's best meatloaf. So why am I using this food analogy? It's to acknowledge the harsh reality of how characteristics that are out of our control can affect the size of the dating pools we have access to. For example, I'm black. Many women, especially in the United States, just aren't into black men, and there's not a socially acceptable way for them to admit it. So a lot of men like me end up receiving rejections that are couched in fluffy fuzziness. It doesn't matter that I'm 6 feet tall, athletic, a former model, and graduated from one of the top universities in the world. Some women just don't have an innate attachment to the brand of the package those qualities come in. And I'm not alone. This isn't a solo boohoo fest. Just about everyone has virtually unchangeable qualities that limit their dating pool to one extent or another. I obviously touched on race, but another example of a virtually unchangeable quality would be height. A man could be nearly perfect in just about every way, but if he's too short, he's probably going to receive his fair share of, I just don't think we're very compatible. And a woman could be perfect in every way, but if she's too tall, then she's probably just not going to be approached very much. Anyway, that concludes all the notes that I wrote down about this that I guess frantically wrote down one night before bed, because right before bed is usually when I get all of my thoughts that keep me up at night, like a rejection, of course. So I do have one thing to add, though, which is that this gives you an idea of why I've largely given up on dating in San Francisco, because after 8+ years of trying off and on, I realized that the main taste here is the white tech bro, and if you look at me, I am not that. So as long as I live here, I will probably just be on my own.